Okay, next up, for the next hour, we got Vatche. Vatche is our water expert. I've known Vatche for several years now, and we've got his water system in my house. It's hard for me to explain what Vatche's water all does, but that's what he's here for today, and hope you enjoy him. Thank you.
The southern border is open, so I guess you gotta learn Spanish. Buenos dias. Yeah. My name is Vatche Keuftedjian. For those of you who haven't heard me speak before, and please excuse my southern accent. Some of you think I'm from Texas, but actually it's Alabama. So I tried to fool you guys a little bit. This is my company, Pursanova, and I put on the left the power of water because it is powerful. What's wrong with this? Next. I want to thank Didi, Larry Ekoff, Bob Strait, Carol, Dan Coffin, all of those geniuses that they are in this room to make this thing possible. Without them, we can't have this camaraderie. And I really want to recognize them and say thank you. I changed my slides before. Before I used to talk so much about water. I'm a doctor in quantum physics. And my journey started when my son got sick. That's how the whole thing started. I knew more about whiskey, beer, and wine than I knew about water. But when my son got sick, anything he puts in his mouth used to react with his body, collapses his lungs, and I needed to find something. I did pre-med before, but I didn't like medicine. And I can't catch up with Richard Orley because he's the best around. So I chose another field, and that was mathematics and physics. So when my son got sick, I need to find what's wrong with him. And since he is water, then what's impacting his body water? It's the outside water. Well, what's wrong with the outside water? And that's where the journey started. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I put this because I want to combine not so much science, it's too deep what I do, but I want to combine politics a little bit, if you forgive me, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but I have to speak the truth, that's it. Take it or leave it. I mean, they tell you freedom of speech in this country, but everybody get offended, what is this? I just don't get it. And I tell everybody, I met many people, I give speeches all over the world, and certain areas, they have egos coming out of their yin-yang, And I say, don't let your pride in this statement, but let your accomplishment. We need to stop BSing and we need to accomplish something. Next. Your brain. We are inundated with information coming from God knows where. All of a sudden, from 2 genders, we have 15 genders. I don't get it. And all that misinformation, and you can tell from my accent that whenever you hear somebody with an accent, that means they speak more than one language. Why not? I barely can keep up with the English language, let alone to try to figure out this alphabet, LB, whatever. So the information is polluting your brain. Make a balance. You have to know the information. You cannot rely on media because in America there is no media. It's bullshit. There isn't. There isn't. Now, I want to talk seriously today. Today is unusual speech I want to give you because I haven't given this before because it's getting serious. And I'm part of a group that loves this country, and I can't elaborate more about it, but after a few drinks, maybe I get loose. So, I can share with you what I know, but if you don't do anything about it, you're full of crap. As simple as that. You gotta do something. Lots of scientists before me and great minds before me invented miraculous stuff, but they've been prosecuted. Nobody supported them. Right, Troy? No one. When I go home and I expose certain things, I'm home with my wife alone. And those nasty people show up in groups to patronize me and bully me. Did it happen? Yes, it did. We need to build a coalition, a group. I'm going to talk to you about water, but what water has to do with this? A lot. Because I have invented something that's going to mind boggle you. You're going to be really amazed. Also, we invented another thing with Andy Dardini, my buddy here, that in his speech he's going to explain what we have come up with for the farm industry and why we did it. So if you don't take any action, anything you do or anything you learn is useless. You're not going to do anything about it unless you make a move. Oh, that's sexy. Why do I have this declaration 1776? Why? I wasn't raised in this country. I came from overseas, from literally 6,000 miles away, literally. Don't ask me what I have been. Ask me what I haven't been. And there is no country like this country. I'm telling you guys. And you guys are messing it up. We need men with balls. Excuse my French. We need to wake up. Enough of this, oh, I'm offended. Kiss my butt. Look at this. Why do I have this? James Monroe, 18 years old. Kids wrote the Declaration of Independence, what this country is based on. Children. Thomas Jefferson, 33. I put the mid-size. Somebody would say, well, I'm too old. I can't do much. Well, Benjamin Franklin was 70, and Samuel was 80 when he fought. There is no such thing as young and old. But look at the young ones. Those kids suffered for us. And we're sitting in our homes doing nothing? You gotta change that. Next. Our country, our environment, everything under stress. There is things happening. For those of you who heard about carbon credit, it's bullshit. Trust me, I'm a physicist, I know. We have things going on in our planet that they have changed the planet and affected everything within that planet. What is they affect? Water. I'm going to talk about that mainly. I have things that we're going to change things, improve things, reduce expenses, and no more brainwashing. On the left, as you can see, simple example, just simple boat with a sail. The object next to it goes up and down in harmony, beautiful. We added the same boat, we put an engine on it, start emitting EMF. Richard Oley knows about this very well. Look what happened to the object, start sucking it down. This is a simple example, but the bigger picture is we have Wi-Fi towers everywhere. We didn't even only do that, we have radars, and we went out and we canvassed the planet from outside and emitting those signals. You are nothing but liquid. That will impact your body liquid. That stress is creating stress on you. Next. My company, I've been around for 28 years, almost 30 years. I started in the garage because of my son's condition. I need to find out what's wrong with him. My next door neighbor, after he saw what I did with my son, he says, Vatche, my daughter is compromised. Can you help me out? I says, yeah. So I built a system for him. He told his cousin told his uncle, and all of a sudden we became a company. We are right now, and I'll be honest with you, for those of you who have visited my office, the brochures that I have, 28 years ago, I still have them. We never been in a show display. We never did network marketing. We didn't do none of that stuff. Word to mouth, and it snowballed. We are in 45 countries. We have 15,000 major, I'm talking mega, really big. When I was in Texas, they asked me their water treatment. There were all these big shots with suits, and looking beautiful, and their perfume, you can smell it from a mile away. and they know everybody. It's a clique. Then my turn came in. He said, well, who are you? I said, my name is Vatche Keuftedjian. They can't even say my name. I can't even say my name. And he says, have you done this before? I says, no. And the woman at the Senate, she says, well, what are you doing here? Well, I could do it better. I built the whole water infrastructure in Texas, and it was $6 million below. Why I say $6 million? Lots of people say, I'm American, I'm proud. They are stealing from us. People with their cliques are stealing our money. Just this guy, I don't know what's his name, Biden they call him, $37.7 billion requesting for whatever. Our country is going in decay. We're sending money overseas? Give me a break. Like, what is this? You see people with sign, I'm a veteran, begging for money. We don't take care of our veteran. But when they're wearing the uniform, we say, thank you for your service. I don't get it. Next.
We are exposed on a regular basis to 100,000 chemicals every single day. It depends on the spew, where you are, and I do mean a spew because it's a toxic spew. And most of these have never been tested for human safety. We're the guinea pigs for an experiment that is way out of control. And this is one of the reasons that we have high rates of cancer, although right now cancer is number 2, superseded by cardiovascular problems, which is now number 1, and asthma, which I will mention later, is number 3 around the globe, with various chemicals to produce rain. China was just doing this over the summer in Beijing to make sure that there weren't any rain, that there wasn't any rain during the Olympics. But
I stopped it because who's doing that? When I spoke about this in Idaho, and I don't speak to you because I was dreaming about it. We know the people who spoke about this, the whistleblowers. Nowadays in America, you are a whistleblower, you're in jail. They go to another country. When other people used to come to this country because of our Constitution and because of how we care about them, now our kids are fleeing this country because of being prosecuted for speaking the truth. I'm a scientist, and I'm sure there are other scientists and doctors like Richard Orey in the back, that they speak in the truth. Before us, there were people better than us. Linus Pauling, Nikola Tesla, what happened to them? They destroyed them. We need your help. You need to support us. I can vocalize and I can speak as much as I can, but I can't do it without you. We need help. Don't leave us alone with our families and all those people come and bully us. It's difficult. Believe me, speaking the truth is so difficult. Listen to this one.
Dr. Emoto has conducted another interesting experiment. He placed rice into 3 glass beakers and covered it with water. And then every day for a month, he said, thank you to one beaker. You're an idiot to the second. And the third one, he completely...
Can you hear it? What he did, in the first beaker, he said, thank you. He gave gratitude. The second one, he says, you're an idiot. And the third one, he totally ignored. I did this test with Dr. Emoto in Japan, in Tokyo. My laboratory is in Nagano, north of Japan. And that's why Richard Ore was asking me about pronouncing certain things in Japanese. I speak 7 languages, that's before drinking. But after drinking, I don't know, I'm limitless. And trust me, if you drink with me, you and I will understand each other. So, after a month, what happened? You saw the 3 beakers? One of them got mildew in it. And the second one also. The first one, no. Clear. Why? The power of words. Imagine I come to you, well, I guess my wife told me to stop doing it. Every time I go to the bar, I say to the lady, you're so beautiful, because I want to give affirmation. But I get in trouble, so I don't say it. Now I go to a man, I say, you're beautiful, I get in trouble too. But the words have power, and words can do differences. And I did not pick this scientist from out of the blue. I know them, I work with them. Scientists know each other. The BS knows who's BSing, the one who speaks the truth knows. And look at that handsome guy on the right. So gorgeous. That's Dr. Emoto in his office in Tokyo. Next. The power of words. We gave you a video, I showed it to you. Now let's take pictures of it. We did this in his laboratory in Tokyo. Before, the same water, before we said grace, that was me, I said grace before. Look what, and after I said grace, that's why the prayer is so powerful. Look what happened to the crystal. Next. We know God is love. After I said that word, that was the crystal. Next. Oh, for those of you who have phones in their pockets, you gotta be careful, remove them. Or people, I see them doing it like this. My phone is on the table, leave it away. Look at the power of frequency of water above with microwave. For those of you who have microwave, dump it. It's useless. Who invented the microwave? The Russians. You go to Russia, there is no microwave, it's illegal. Next is your phone, cell phone, what it does to water. That's the image. Next. The power of words. We took the words and we said nasty stuff over there on the left, and we said beautiful things on the right. Next. And after a month, look what happened. Just using words. Next. What I'm just telling you is in the Bible too. I don't have to be a doctor in quantum physics. It's right there. All the secrets are right there. We have Proverbs about it. Next. Oh, look at those frequencies. Everything is based on a vibrational frequency on the planet. Our Lord created everything in harmony on this planet. And it's based on physics, not chemistry. To make money, you want chemistry because there's so much bullshit in it. Physics, none of that. It's boom, just like that. Look at your frequency, 32. That's when you are learning. At the bottom, the delta is 0.5. Why I point that out? Lots of people have their phone next to them when they go to bed. Don't do that. You're a crime. Your frequency is so low. And your phone is 450 gigahertz. Boom, it penetrates your body and screws you up. And you wonder why you are in a cheery mood. Next. Now, I did something unusual because I want to save my son. You saw those words. I can't go to my son and tell him, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. He's going to be healed. Well, I don't know. I can't go to the farm and pray for the corn or sing to the corn, oh, and the corn gonna grow. You can't do that. I can't go to every spigot and speak to it, you water, you're so beautiful. I can't do that. So what I did is I found out how I can make the energy and hydrogen split. Oxygen, hydrogen. I discovered around it 3 hydrogen. When I introduced that to academia, they did not believe me. It took 18 years after, somebody from Seattle State, professor, it's the 4th hydrogen, wrote a book about it. It took them 18 years to say I was correct. So that tells you academia is full of crap. Don't trust what comes from Harvard and Yale. Oh, I graduated from Harvard. Right there, know that they graduated a thief. For those of you who know 2008, the collapse of the banking industry, there were Harvard, Yale, MIT, all of them. Trust me. So what I found out is I could flip that and I can split the hydrogen because I vibrated so much, it splits. When it splits, there is 4 hydrogen and it sees OH, I created collision. What that means in physics, fusion. When you do that, what do you do? What do you feel? Heat. But when you do that again, Sound. What is sound? It's a wave. That's what's missing in water. And when it starts vibrating like crazy, the molecule was crowded, like a room like this, enough for 100 people. Imagine putting 10,000 people, nobody can move. The molecule became the same, crowded. That's why people are getting sick. That's why people are aging. You're nothing but water. Fix your water, you'll be fine. Who's my competition? Not Callaghan. I don't give a hoot about them. We are light years ahead. My competition is your brain, hospitals, pharmaceutical companies, chemical companies. That's it. Water companies, no. They are behind. So when I split that, I flipped the energy, see, start emitting outside, I created a negative zeta next. And then I took that and I put it in a pipe, and I put an algorithm around it, inside it. Our pipe is stainless steel. What is Nelson, Mark Nelson? He has hundreds of them. He has so many of them. And Jeff Nelson. What is Jeff Nelson, the handsome guy, right there? Yeah, it's you, Jeff. You gorgeous, you. I'll be in trouble with that one. So what I did, it looks like a stainless steel, but it's not. It's an alloy. I melt it and I mix things in it. It's not something you can go to Home Depot and pick it up. But also I want to fool the market because everybody's going to see this invention and they're going to steal it. Did people try to copy it? Ooh, plenty of them. But I don't care. I didn't patent it because I knew nobody can reverse it. Only an inventor knows. So I put an algorithm on the wall and then I put the mineral ores. When water goes down from here upward, it goes as H2O. When it comes out at H2O, the difference is when it comes out, the harmonic frequency is identical to nature. Is identical. When you have my water system in your house, don't drink my water and travel 600 miles because you're gonna peeing every 10 miles. It goes through you like a bullet. You drink this water, the first month, your urine and number 2 gonna stink like hell. It's gonna flush everything. And then look at the movement. Water have a specific movement. I created that with the algorithm that I stuck on the wall. And the collision, when it happens, I start getting that vibrational frequency so powerful. I put my son in a tub, Alex, bath. For those of you who have children, what the kids like to do. In the bath, you leave them, they have their toys, they sit for hours. After 3 months, my son was playing basketball. 0 drugs. Just water. Next. This is my factory. I went to companies to say, help me. Nobody wanted to help me because I was weird. This guy is weird with that southern accent and telling us to do this, forget it. This is mine in Japan. It takes me 6 months to build a batch of mineral ores and 6 months to a batch of the tubes. That's how long it takes. I started this from nothing. If I can build it, you can copy it. The temperature is 1300 centigrade. Next. I don't want to go through the whole thing. This is the second one. Next.
This is the oven we use. We use 2 of them. This one and that one over there.
Now, after I did that, I start selling it. Before I started this invention, I was a multimillionaire. After I finished it, I was still a multimillionaire, except the sign changed from plus to minus. That's the only difference. And I went. Please buy it. Nobody believed me. This guy with that southern accent talking about stuff like this, I gotta go bottle water. Fine. This guy, this one is in California. On the left is mine. The right is the BS you have. Look how saturated it is. Next. Then he wants to choose different color. Emulsification is key. You do herbicides, pesticides, whatever, you want to mix it, you need to emulsify it, to be bind. And you use 35 to 40%, if not 50% of the chemicals reduction. We are the only technology in the world that pays you, give you money. Give you money. Because all my friends, the one that I love so much now, are in the farm industry. But they always broke. They have those toys that does nothing for them. And they have that fancy talk, and they drink that Miller Lite. I hate that. You do this technology, you would reduce runoff, eliminate them. You remember the carbon tax they're talking about? Zero. Zero carbon emission when it comes. Penetration is unbelievable. And look at the settlement on the right. That's what they are using right now. Doing nothing. You're making the chemical companies rich. That's it. You are getting broke? Nothing. This one is 35 to 40% less. Next. We took it, that's Jeff Nelson, that handsome young man over there. Mark Nelson, my baby brother, that I love him so much. Every time I kiss him, he complains. Foreigners do kiss. We have two cheeks. That's normal for us. So be offended. I don't care. I still kiss you. The right, that's Mark's test. Look at the right one. That's us. Look at the left one. The same here. Next. Corn. And this is the one I want to talk to you about, in which I'm excited to have Andy on the stage to talk to you about what we started. Physiogrowth. Quickly about this. My group, they put a binder in front of me during our meeting. And the binder on outside, it says, U.S. agricultural industry in danger. I don't want to name names because I'm not allowed to, and this powerful, wonderful man gave me the binder. Vatche, can you do anything about it? Let me see. I opened it. All the chemical companies in the ag industry behind them is Chinese. And you guys are financing all of those people. All. We need to bring everything made in America. No more chemicals. We started something miraculous, first time ever in the ag industry. Andy Dardini, that handsome young man here, came up with a product that's all made in the United States. And without our partners like Larry Ekoff, I admit he's better looking than me, Larry. Dan Coffin, over there, from Indiana. Bob Strait, all those, Michael McNeil, my buddy, Michael McNeil, and even Dr. Olney, all teamed up to bring this to you. They are our tongue. Listen to them. Without an agronomist, you can't do crap. Trust me when I tell you. I've seen it. They have a program. Look at the left, ours, the right, whoever. Next. This is, again, Nelson Farms. One tube doesn't do it. Why? Water light amplification. For those of you who've been on the beach, you see the wave. You see a bigger wave. Bigger wave. And then you see a tsunami. Water light amplification. One tube gives you the frequency. Second tube amplify the frequency, like the volume on your car when you're listening to a song. 1, 2, louder, louder. Water lights, woo. Adding 4, it gives you more power. Michael McNeil, he says, Vatche, lots of people don't understand your southern accent. I need to test it. I was born and raised in Algona, Iowa. I said, okay, Michael, what do you want? He says, give me your stuff, let me test it. Okay, Mike, they don't test all the tests that I've done in Japan. We want to test in the United States. So this Michael McNeil, that's Michael McNeil's board in his office. He took the control, which is nothing, and then he used the ring. Tested it, see what it does to the plant. Increased 139%. And then he started mixing. The ring with the tube, tube with the filter alone, and boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, he went all the way down to 243% improvement in plant growth. Water only. Next. This is Jerry Carlson. Jerry Carlson. He is history right there. He is, the history book is right there. This man is amazing. He has the most powerful tool ever, his penmanship and his research. He did this. Actually, Jerry Carlson did more than this. But this, he wants to show capillary effect, how fast water travels. Remember when I told you when you drink my water, you're going to be peeing? It goes through you like crazy. And he proved it. Improved capillary. Water will go quick. Next. Bob, where is Bob Strait? Bob Strait, that's the test he did. Well, what I did, I supplied, I gave protocol. I says, you do it. You understand farming. This is soy. The left is conventional farming, and the right, you can ask him because he was in charge, increased by 220%, 45% reduced chemicals. Then we need to do something about the oscillation. What I did, this is not magnet. Magnet was, and I heard that before, magnet was invented by the pharaohs 5,000 years ago and they dumped it. This one, I'll explain again because it's too deep. You put it around the pipe and increase the oscillation power, especially for pivots, for the house. Zero buildup on the pipes. And the water is so penetrative, it goes, even if you have sodium in it, it goes 20 meters before roots. Next. We took it, let's test it. Seeing is believing. Left is a boiler. These are gigantic boiler. Without, right with. I don't know how many months it took. No algae, no bacteria, no corrosion. Just the disc. Next. This is cooling tower. Before, look how it was, right. Now, many companies wrote things about me, but believe me, they didn't write nice stuff. I gave an interview to Lux Research out of New York, and they promised me to review everything I have interviewed before publications. By the time I landed in Japan, it was published. My lawyer called me, said, did you give authorization? No, he says, they wrote lots of crap about you. Okay. We investigated, it took us 6 months to find out who was behind that report. We found out it was chemical companies. I just told you, guys, I mean, a good scientist invents something to solve a problem without creating another problem. I didn't create zero problem. I created good stuff with the glory of God and His power that gave us the best molecule ever. But they still put those freaking spears in you. They still like nudge you. What they do, they destroy your name. That's strategy number one. For those of you who is following politics, what do they do to Trump and his family and all those conservatives? The same shit. The same. We need help. I need help. We all need help. Don't sit at home and say, oh, I gotta go to Walmart. We need support. We can't do it. Next. Then I found out something called glyphosate. Whew. I published it. Nobody believed it, of course. I give up on academia. I give up on Purdue. He graduated from Purdue. So I found out glyphosate. Is glyphosate have another element in it called AMPA, AMPA? How can I remove this? Well, I copied the look. Exactly copied the look of what's out there, because why shall I reinvent the wheel? The mold is there. I copied the look, but everything inside and around is different. Next. We took it to the lab because I want to drink. Like when you see me go to restaurants, I don't order soup. I know what's in it. I know the water. I know the crap is in there. Your food is actually poisoning you, right, Richard? Yeah. So what I did, I invented this. This cost over in millions, over 2. And I took it to a laboratory. Mr. Geniuses, figure it out. Tell me if I have glyphosate. We tested it. Next. And here's the certificate. We are the only one who tested for glyphosate at 0.3 ppb. I mean, a drop in ocean, non-detectable. I had German scientists at the time. Jawohl, jawohl, na gut, na gut. And I was looking like serious because I gotta look like hotshot. I'm a scientist. I'm a cool guy. I know I'm handsome, but I still gotta act cool. So they said, why are you not excited? I said, what good does it do if I solve a problem but I create another problem? I said, John, test the discharge. I want to see all that crap, where it's going. Test it, non-detectable. There were 12 German scientists. They looked at me and says, where did it go? That's the $8 million question. I ain't telling you. And we sold the crap out of this. It's in many homes. We just shipped container loads to Russia. Next. And I asked the Russian guys, I says, Igor, you have my technology, don't you? He says, yeah. I says, why didn't you copy it? He says, we did. I says, then, didn't work. Okay, good. Then I went to start visiting farms. I found the farms, they have RO system. The system that in farms that have RO, I created it years ago. Where I found out they are being ripped off. $16,000, $18,000 for that machine. What's the big deal about RO? So I do work through OEMs. Designed it, gave it to the OEMs, build it for me. $8,000, $9,000. That's it. Even though I am trying to save you heck amount of money, still there are people there who are doubtful, skeptical. Okay. There are three types of people. One are the leaders. Which one are you? The second is the followers. And the third one who don't give a shit. And I developed another one here because Starbucks came to me, but when I found out it was Starbucks, screw you, I'm not going to deal with you. Woke company. Not everything is money. Not everything is money. This is a company from Rosa Prima out of where? Quito, Ecuador, thank you. Ecuador, they have a Boeing 747, come every day to pick up flowers, roses. Look at the chemicals they use. They bought my technology, next. They were spending $320,000 a year. They bought from me 112, no, it's way more than that. By using my technology, they saved 118. They already paid for the whole thing, first year. It's all paid for. You don't want to buy my technology, I put it for free, but under a contract. Anything saved is mine. And no farmer took that deal yet. Next. Your house is different than somebody else's house. One shoe doesn't fit all. We need to test. We need to know what's in your well. Even your city water, we need to know. After I design it, this one is Kyle Dan Coffin. That's his customer. And Justin, actually, where's Justin? And Bill. Where's Justin? Here, Justin. Hey, handsome. I'm talking about your dad. Because they think they're young, they think they're better looking than us. Doesn't wine become better in age? Yeah. So that's actually Justin's system is similar, exactly, I think similar to this. We design it, we tell you exactly, we give the schematic, hook it up. Next. Then we go to the farmer. Most farmers want to take care of their farm, but they don't want to take care of their health. It just doesn't make sense. That's their house. I design your entire house. It has amazing economical benefit. Your boiler, let's say you have 100-gallon boiler, 1 minute per gallon heating. In my house, 50-gallon, 50 minutes heating. I heat it up now 25 minutes. Energy goes down. Sewer system clean. Next. This is the desk. That's in Ireland, by the way. For those of you Irish descent, I took care of you. Before. 5 months after, just this. Clean. Next. This is in biofouling, which is known in RO machines, for those of you of RO machines. This one is Kuwait. Kuwait. That's the pipes before and after 8 weeks. Next. I can invent, I can create, I can build, but if I don't get your support, all of this is meaningless. All of the things that my other colleagues do is meaningless. Not everything, not everything says, oh, my bank account. Actually, you are the cause of your bank account being shrinking. Because you're so freaking stubborn. You know? Wake up. I mean, what's going to take for you to wake up? This country is going, we're heading to the wrong direction, guys. You got to wake up. Look what's going on in the Netherlands, what they're doing to the farmers. You think Netherlands, why they did Netherlands and the other, close Germany, why? They didn't do France and Brazil. Brazilians kick butt. They don't take this BS. Americans are like the land of the free, home of the brave. Where is the brave? Where are you? I can't alone. They knocked on my door. Ask my wife who visits me in my office. All those people that you don't like, they come and they want to bully me. One of them, one time I opened the door, I have my AR right there. And he says, what's that AR for? I said, that's so you see what I'm standing? That is 4 feet. That AR, if you go 1 foot in my house, it's going to be in action. That's it. I had it. Why I speak like this? You see my southern accent. This is the only country left. If this is gone, we are doomed. Learn how to fight. Have some balls. Thank you.